Ready?
Wait, say it again.
Poasted Rodcast.
Welcome to Poasted Rodcast, episode 6.
Poasted Rodcast.
Alright. 1, 2, 3. Welcome to Poasted Rodcast, episode 6! Thank y'all so much. Alright.
Alright. For our first act, give it up for Los Toms. Here we go. Woo!
God is a, it isn't, it hasn't, it can be. God is a, it isn't, it hasn't, it can be. you thought we made it up. Your eyes will witness now, you will behold. God is a particle, you thought we made it up. Your eyes will witness now, you will behold. God is a particle, you thought we made it up. Your eyes will witness now, you will behold. God is a particle, you thought we made it up. Your eyes will witness now, you will behold. We made it up, your eyes will witness now, you will behold. God is a particle, you thought we made it up. Your eyes will witness now, you will behold. God is a particle, cut out your eyes, or rip out your tongue, you will behold. God is a particle, cut out your eyes, or rip out your tongue, you will behold.
Let's give it up to Los Toms again. Let's go. Woo!
Ooh, it's a little hot. It's a bit steamy in this garage. Oh, babe.
Go a little bit closer, gotcha. Well, excellent work, guys. Could you introduce yourselves real quick and just make sure you please talk into the microphones for us.
Well, right here we got Casey Garrow
Hello.
on the axe, lead guitar, vocals.
guitar.
Back here on the kit, from the pits of hell or beyond, some kind of demon we found on the road. This is Gio.
I'm Gio.
And I'm Nate.
Woo! All right, so first question I have for you guys. So you describe your music as psychedelic desert fuzz. I was wondering if you guys could kind of explain how that's different from other psychedelic subgenres, because it's really unique and pretty sweet.
It mostly comes from a kind of amalgamation of our influences. Bands like King Gizzard brings the psychedelic. Cayuse is desert rock.
Okay.
And we love bands like Fuzz and Weed with 3 E's, which are just fuzz, stoner jam rock, which is kind of our sound.
Awesome, wicked. And so, what kind of inspired the desert spaghetti western aesthetic that you guys are rocking?
I think it's mostly a product of our environment here in Colorado, in a high plains desert. We're kind of like remote, kind of isolated.
Yeah, it feels rather Wild West out here.
Yeah, and then we're kind of digging into, like Casey mentioned, Cayuse, and digging into this like older tradition of going out in the desert and making a lot of noise. And so we really like doing that, getting some generators, going out into the mountains and playing some music. That's the direction we're taking this psychedelic desert stuff.
Oh, cool. How does that influence your guys' songwriting process? Do you guys do a lot of songwriting in that environment, or make the music then take it to that environment?
I think a little bit of both.
A
It
little
just
both?
depends on the song and like how we're feeling at the time. And we just kind of roll with it.
Yeah, one of us will bring an idea to the table, just sort of a riff that one of us has been working on, and kind of piece the song around that. A lot of our songwriting in the past has been sort of groove based, I would say, but at the same time, we had a big influence in DIY sound. Nate used to live in a airplane hangar here in Fort Collins, which was a poorly wired unit that was not necessarily habitable, but he lived there. If you would like to speak on that a little bit.
Yeah, that's kind of where Los Toms started, was just hanging out, drinking,
Yeah.
maybe going on a vision quest, and then just playing stuff that made us feel happy. And early on, there's a lot of instrumental jamming, and as we've been playing more, we're more deliberate with our writing, trying to be more creative about our structure and concise.
Sure. Yeah, and how'd you guys meet? How'd the band form?
Started out jamming with a couple other older friends in that old hangar, playing shows. Started playing around, and then as people's lives came and went, they left. Gio jumped on for a last-minute tour through the armpit of the Midwest.
It was awful.
In July, with no AC in our van, and we broke down in Tennessee, and it was like an odyssey. And he stuck with us the whole time. Casey's a bit newer to the band.
Yeah, I joined the band in December 2019, pretty much right before COVID, and it was good. We had a couple shows together, but it was mostly just a big bonding process over the past 2 years. Like, I'm fully integrated into this group, and I think we're making some really tight new music together. Which I really appreciate. You guys are super cool friends.
Squad.
Yeah.
And
Thanks,
so, what are you
Casey.
guys' like short-term and kind of longer-term goals for the band? Anything you guys are cooking up?
Short term, we're trying to get a little more into some DIY independent festivals. We're doing our second year going up to Montana this summer to go play at a big van in rally gathering of vans. Van culture. And then we've got Sykes Peak, which we played last year with the Crooked Rugs, Plume, Moonlight Bloom.
King Crawdad.
Oh, yeah. And Honey Blazer was there last year, and so we're going to do that again next year. That's like the generators up in the mountains. Yep. And then we got Endless Fest in the fall. such a big celebration of all the local musicians here that are doing really cool experimental stuff that's a little outside the normal fold.
And then, so you mentioned kind of like people in the band coming in and coming out. So, like, what helps kind of make a good fusion of a band? What characteristics are you guys looking for to have a good solidified group?
Lots of weed. Lots of weed for these guys.
Yeah, we got to keep it laid back, I think.
Yeah, that's a big part of it, is being able to hang out with each other and not get hung up on certain personal things that you might feel about your music. I mean, we're all in a collaborative songwriting process together for the most part, and so it's good to like not take criticism too harshly or whatever sometimes.
We like to have fun too. With we go on these trips, and like playing the show is one thing. We drove all the way to Montana last year to play one set, like a 45-minute set, but the whole trip there, breaking down, swimming in lakes, we saw some moose. It was just like, it was such a good experience hanging out with these guys.
It was
and
a
just
net
have fun
financial
together.
loss, but the memories are way more valuable
Priceless.
than any transmission that may have exploded.
Wonderful. Awesome. And are there any questions from the audience you guys would like to ask Los Toms? Yeah, come on up here.
How did you get the band name Los Toms?
Good question.
It means nothing. It's nonsense. None of us are named Tom.
Is someone named Lowe's?
No one's named. I spoke Spanish, and so I just put Los at the front because it sounded fun, and it just stuck. Yeah, it really means nothing. And
One of our older members came up with the idea, and it was basically thinking of what are the 4 most generic white people names that could be in a band, because we're all white guys and we're just another like stoner rock band from Colorado, long hair, smoke a lot of weed or whatever. So Tom is kind of a generic moniker.
Nice. Any other questions you guys want to ask? Yeah?
I've got one. So the other day I was on a vision quest and I came across what I could only really describe as a high contrast demon that was looking me right in the eyes and made me feel insecure about my body. What would you recommend in that type of situation?
I would recommend breaking bread with the demon, getting to know it on a personal level, and then undermining it once you know its weaknesses.
That's how we met Michael Jennings.
Yeah, deep in space. Came back with us.
Nice. Anyway, yeah,
Therefore, G.
right here.
What are some of your favorite venues you've played?
The top one here for me in Fort Collins is the Lyric Cinema. It's been really cool what's happening over there. In Denver, I really liked playing the High Dive. I think is my favorite down in Denver. But probably of all time, my favorite place we played was Libby, Montana, for the van rally, deep in Sasquatch territory.
Right, that's not necessarily a venue. It was more of a festival type setup, but it was really fun. Like we were touching on, Caius would do desert generator parties, but this was a forest Pacific Northwest generator party, which also fits.
Yeah.
I think my favorite actual venue show we've played is probably Pinball Jones, the old Elizabeth location.
Pour one out.
Closed down. That place was very special.
I'd say Lost Lake. Lost Lake in Denver is pretty sick. They always have decent sound.
Hell yeah.
Pretty nice most of the time. Enjoy it.
So I don't know if the other host is supposed to ask audience questions, but I'm gonna do it. So first of all, I'm looking at you because, like, as a man of flow, I love your flow. What's your? Give me your rundown.
I love the braids. Can we hang out?
The braids, yes. We're hanging out. The braids I can't do myself. I had some help from our assistant, our photographer, our merchandise slinger, our GPS navigator, Bailey. She braided me up to make me look good. I normally look a little rugged. But I just have a a bit of a deep fear of barbers, and the people that cut your hair, I don't trust them. They never have ever done what I've told them to. They always mutilate and disfigure, and I was just scared and don't want to go back. And now I'm like 4 years in, so.
All right. Well, I have one more question. I heard you guys talking about vision quests. If you guys are going to take all of us on a vision quest, if you could take us one place, where's your vision quest going for us?
Just got to do a lot of cactus juice and then maybe find out that later.
I'll take you to the cactus realm.
We'll travel to the ancient ziggurat.
To what lays beyond time and space, to the realm where we all feel happy and good. That's the place to go.
Future.
Awesome. Any last questions you guys want to ask? Yeah, over here.
Nate, you famously once said that everything is tubes. Can you explain what that means?
That's actually a great point. When you break down the nanophysical matters of reality on a sub-Newtonian level, you kind of see that everything is essentially a tube, a strand from one point to another, delicately interwoven.
A cylinder, if you will.
And it's tubes upon tubes. Like the thread of my fabric is a tube that then encases me in another tube. My tubes flow through it, and I speak through this tube. Sound is really a tube snaking through the air. And eventually we'll all return to the cosmic tube and be one with it. And I believe that.
Awesome. Any other questions from the audience? Awesome. Well, Los Toms, you guys got anything you want to plug? Any social media, upcoming venues? What can you share with us?
We're going to be playing a fantastic show April 1st. Normally a Fool's Day, but this is not a fool's errand. We will be at the Aggie Theater in Fort Collins with our best friends, the Crooked Rugs. They are releasing their third album, and they're going across genres, bending time, space, and anything in between, and we're so thrilled to support them. April 1st at the Aggie.
And if you don't want to wait that long, we're playing February 17th at Chippers Lanes, now called 830 North, with the famous King Crawdad.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, guys. That was an excellent performance. Let's give it up one more time for Los Toms here.
Thank you.
All right, going to take a quick break, and then Spliff Tank will be up next.
All right. Are you fucking ready? Are you fucking ready? Are you fucking ready? Are you fucking ready? Ah! All right, get ready for motherfucking Spliff Tank! Sorry, we just set the challenge. I love that.
next one is called Got Snakes. It's about one of Goldie's experiences. He's here tonight. Let's get the camera on Goldie. He's over here. He's over here. Yeah, song is about an experience he had. Kinda, I mean, inspired. Last one. Or Spliff Tank. Thank you guys.
Thank you. Thank you for moshing in the middle.
Yeah, that mosh was sick.
Mosh was sick.
Holy shit. Holy shit. Sometimes it's really cool because we get like new people I've never heard. And other times it's really cool because it's people I have heard and I fucking love. So thank you guys so much for being here. Sorry, I'm a little out of breath. I was moshing. Did that for you. I did start that and I'm
Proud of it.
all right, so I think the first time I heard of you guys was actually when I met you. I want to say like 3-4 years ago at a birthday party. It was like a whiteout birthday party. Do you remember that?
Oh,
Yeah, Ray's birthday party. Yeah.
I remember that. Ray, yeah.
And Mike came up. He was like, "Dude, we got this band. It's called Spliff Tank, and they're really fucking good." And you weren't lying to me. But all right, I know you. But like, go around, like everyone, give me a little introduction of yourself.
Tank. And I'm originally from Minnesota, and I live in Fort Collins, and I play drums. That's all I do every day. I still suck at it.
What's up? I'm Ryan. Born and raised Fort Collins. Been here my whole life. Love Colorado. Love to smoke a bunch of weed and eat fucking pasta. That's about it.
My name is Brian Dickey, and I play the guitar, and I am from New Jersey originally. I live in Fort Collins now.
Here.
I am Michael Neal. I've lived here for 5 years. Came to do a master's in water resource engineering. And at that time, made friends with these awesome dudes and made Spliff Tank with them. And and I'm also part Brazilian, so shout out to all my family and friends in São Paulo, Brazil.
He does this every time. It's awesome.
Abraço pro SPAC, todo mundo lá.
All right. So I know you said you're from Fort Collins, but you said Minnesota, right? And you're from Jersey. So what is the kind of music scene like? How does it compare from where you're from, and how does do you like it here more? Just give me kind of like aspects of both.
I think Minnesota was like a lot of metal and rap, basically, and here it's just like everything. I think it's like mainly like rock and roll and like jam bands and stuff like that, and so it's just a little bit different, I guess.
Yeah, it's just, we're in a mountain state, so there's a lot of mountain bands, like bluegrass, jam.
Yeah.
Jersey's more like hardcore and indie rock bands, and it's the tri-state area, so it's like different,
You miss it, or do you like it out here?
No, I love it out here. It's beautiful, and it's like, it's nothing like, there's nothing like this spot, yeah.
What about you? You said you've been here for 5 years. Where were you before that?
I grew up in Logan, Utah.
Okay. What about the music compared
Well, there's
there?
a good little scene there, and always good musicians coming out of Logan. Shout out to them.
One of them right here.
Oh, thank you. That's very kind. But, in my day, there was a huge ska scene, that was 15 years ago. Remember the ska skanking?
Yeah,
so like
same-
in middle
same
school,
here.
I was like,
Skanking.
remember
You better be
skanking
careful.
Skanking around.
But then I grew up on heavy metal, and all my buddies, a lot of good buddies are in heavy metal. Shout out to Death Blow in Salt Lake City. And but I love playing psych punk, psych rock, because it's fun. It's easier than heavy metal. And
Gets people dancing.
and it's fun.
Yeah.
But yeah.
We can drink more beers
But
beforehand.
the scene here in Colorado is amazing. There really is everything. That's awesome. And so yeah.
Right on. All right, well, moving on a little bit. I like one of my favorite part about y'all's group is just like kind of the composure you put to your songs. Like I'm in love with y'all's backup harmonies. I really like the cool time signatures that you do. Who does most of the composing? How do you guys kind of put that together?
We'll go with this one. Well, I'd say Brian's the CPU of the band. He's good at arranging, and I can bring him an idea and he can formulate it into a song. He's good at composing the songs. So he's written most of the songs, but we also collaborate, bring ideas to practice, and work on them and bring them together. But
I'd say most of the songs are written together, but yeah.
So what about your backup harmonies? Does like one person kind of tell like, hey, like you should do this, the major third up, or do you guys kind of figure out what you do on your own?
I don't know. We just like sometimes we want it to sound like really weird or like kind of like what's the word? Ominous? Is that a word?
Yeah.
Ominous or something like that. Spooky. So we go like off key sometimes just to make it sound a little bit more like creative.
Off key, but yeah.
Instead of what you would think you're gonna hear, I guess. I don't know.
So going off your spooky, you guys definitely are a spooky band. Booga booga booga. So I love the Skeletons. If y'all could have like anything done with your body when you die, what do you want to have done with your body? What can I do with your body?
Whatever you want.
Bury it in your backyard.
Yeah, it depends. Like how much
Throw
is
in the trash.
family making.
Cemetery.
Yeah, definitely pet cemetery.
Put me in a
style.
firework.
Yeah.
Put me in a
Bring it
firework.
back. If that happens, yeah, bring it back. Save it. Save my body. Yeah, because
I can like embalm it or something like that.
I mean,
someone else could do it. I don't have.
Whatever. I don't know. Just keep the bones, maybe.
Yeah.
Bones are
Probably
cool.
put that in like a robot or something. That'd be cool. I would appreciate that, being a robot years after I'm dead. Yeah.
Robo Spliff Tank. It's just a jewel in a cartridge. So I don't
That's
know why I
right.
have a fucking microphone. We've had like a good amount of bands on here now, but every time I talk about you guys to somebody, I'm like, oh yeah, I have Spliff Tank coming over. Like every single person has been like, that's a cool ass band name. Give me the background. Who smokes the most spliffs? Who smokes the most blunts?
That's obviously Brian.
I don't even smoke spliffs
Look at him.
anymore. But at the time, I didn't either. Honestly, I didn't. Yeah, I didn't smoke spliffs. I didn't smoke spliffs until after the band came about. I just thought that we're in Colorado, and after meeting Thule used to smoke a lot of chops, which are similar to spliffs, or the bong version of spliffs.
The whip it.
And I was like, yo, we're in Colorado, man. It's like, like socially acceptable to talk about weed and spliffs and have band names about weed and shit. And like people will be like, whoa, I heard that. And so I was like, Spliff Tank, and none of these guys wanted to use the band name. And I was like, nah, dude, it came to me in a dream. It didn't. But I mean, this whole life is a dream, really. So yes, it did. Yeah, so that's pretty much the story of that.
Right on. Well, all right. One more question for me. I guess it's not even necessarily a question, but I saw, unfortunately, you guys had a show postponed recently, coming up in spring now.
Oh yeah, the Trippers Lynch show.
So like we've had a couple of bands on here, and like it's all the same thing. Like, what show do you got coming up? And like, oh, it's postponed. So like, I don't want to dwell on that. So what I'm asking y'all is like, do you guys have like a favorite story of something wild happening at one of your shows? Anything that sticks out in your mind from old shows?
One time I played a show with my band. Actually, this is a good story. This doesn't have anything to do with Spliff Tank. But a band I played in with Thule, actually, before Spliff Tank, I played drums in. It's called Eon. Rest in peace, Kyle James, one of our best friends, and yeah, greatest friends of all time. And so we played music together, and we played a show in Denver, and we got so hammered that we ended up playing the same song twice and had no idea that we were doing it. Well, Rooster knew. I don't think Thule was in the band at this time, but Rooster knew, and yeah, it was not a good time. That was hilarious. But yeah. Other than that, yeah, I don't really know.
That was amazing.
Yeah, we got really drunk. We do that sometimes. We like to drink.
Didn't they fight afterwards?
Oh yeah, and then after. Oh yeah, that was
that's the
Oh yeah,
punchline.
so the end of the story, yeah. So after the show was done, we're packing up our gear. I think we played with Race to Neptune that night. Race to Neptune, love those guys. Shout out Race to Neptune. Yeah, after that we were done playing. Rooster and Kyle got into an argument and started wrestling, literally like full on wrestling on stage. And the security guard was like trying to break it up, and I'm like, no, just they're good, let them go. Punk. Yeah, let them go, they're good. They'll figure it out. And then Kyle left, and we ended up leaving him in Denver, and yeah, I feel bad. Yeah, R.I.P. Kyle. Yeah. Miss you, bud.
All right, my audience members, please give me some questions. Who's got some?
Is one of your influences Dead Kennedys?
Oh, definitely. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Definitely.
Okay.
Yes.
Question B. What are your other influences?
You know, we have so many.
The Replacements.
Replacements for sure. It's one of my all-time favorite bands. Ramones. People say we sound like Ramones, so we started doing the Ramones covers and stuff, and we really like the Ramones. Iron Maiden.
That classic heavy metal.
Yeah.
Judas Priest, Maiden.
You know, there's a lot of like
Black
newer
Sabbath.
bands too, like Mets, King Gizzard, Ty Segall. A lot of those garage bands,
Full of
OCs, Full of Hell. We fucking love Full of Hell.
Yeah, we do.
You know, we're inspired by just life in general, and we're just trying to be a psychedelic punk. We're just trying to be Spliff Tank. We're not trying to be anything. I think all our songs, we try to be uplifting and, you know, have a different vibe to them, but at the same time, all energetic and, you know, bring the same energy to all of the music.
If Spliff Tank were abandoned on an island and had to resort to cannibalism, who would be eaten first?
Mikey.
Hell no. I'd eat all of you before I.
Oh, man.
I'm sneaky.
Let's see.
I'll get you when you
First
sleep.
one to...
That Brazilian barbecue.
Last one to build a house.
Sweet.
I don't know, yeah.
What's
Good
your guys'
question.
What's your
I
guys'
am
favorite
pretty tasty.
porno?
Wait, what'd you say?
What's your guys' favorite porno?
That Tommy Lee one, you know?
Oh yeah, the Tammy Lee and Pamela Andersons.
There was
Pamela
one.
Sandersons.
There was one about the Lord of the Rings, and it was called Dream Quest, and all the chicks had like, you know, little pointy ears and things.
Nice.
It was fun.
Yeah.
It was a DVD.
What separates a good punk band from a subpar punk band? What's the distinguishing factor?
There's no such thing, because it's all relevant, you know? Music isn't, you know, you can't compare one thing. Comparison is the thief of all joy. One person told me that, and that is my favorite thing I've ever learned, is all punk, it's all relevant. Music is relevant. It's like what you like is what you like. What you like is not what somebody else is going to like. We like hardcore punk, we like pop punk, we like fucking chill punk, we like fucking country, you know? Yeah. What the fuck? We don't, you know, music's relevant. There's no such thing as a shitty punk band.
Yeah, we bring all of our influences together to make whatever.
We're a shitty punk band.
We're a shitty
So-
punk band, but
shitty.
that's
You're
okay.
the best shitty punk.
Thank you.
I got a follow-up question. This one's for Jack on the drum kit. Jack, I know you're into Icelandic death metal, and it's snowing outside, and it's been dark a lot, and I want to just hear what your favorite Icelandic death metal band is.
I can't. It's like FJARA, Fiara or something like that.
Never heard of them.
I don't know. I don't
Probably
speak
go hard there.
Icelandic, but that's like, yeah, that's the one that I know for sure. All the other ones, I'm like, I don't really know.
Fintrol?
I like listening to it, so.
Fintrol's sick. Check them out.
Shout out
The
to
Trolls.
Abath and Immortal.
There's like
Amon Amarth.
I swear you were shouting out ABBA for a second. I was like,
Yeah, ABBA too. ABBA's great. They're from.
Sorry.
Any more questions, y'all? No? All right. Well, fucking thank you, Spliff Tank. Thank you, Los Toms. Thank you to the
Thank you.
audience. Shout out to our sponsor, Shepherd Logistics. Thank you, Rooster, for the hosting over there. Thank you, fucking Hemi and Genevieve and Andy. Go check out the tour for Beneath Trees going on. Thank you!